The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 24. The ruin of Jerusalem and the end of the world. Jesus left the temple, and as he was walking away, his disciples came to him and pointed out the imposing temple buildings. But he said, "You see all this? Truly I say to you, not one stone will be left upon another here, all will be thrown down." When Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples approached him privately and asked, "Tell us when this will take place. What signs will be given us before your coming and the end of the world?" Jesus answered, "Be on your guard, and let no one mislead you. Many will come using my name and saying, 'I am the Christ,' and they will mislead many people. You will hear about war and threats of war, but do not be troubled. These things must happen, but it is not yet the end. Nations will fight one another, and kingdom oppose kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many places, but all these will be like the first pains of childbirth. Then they will arrest you and torture you and kill you. All nations will hate you because you bear my name. In those days, many will stumble and fall. They will betray one another and hate one another. Then false prophets will appear and mislead many people. And because of such great wickedness, love will grow cold in many people. But the one who holds out to the end will be saved. And this good news of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the world for all the nations to know. Then the end will come. When you see the abomination which causes desolation set up in the temple, according to what the prophet Daniel foretold, let the reader understand. Then let those in Judea flee to the mountains. If you are on the housetop, do not come down to take anything with you. If you are in the field, do not turn back to fetch your cloak. How hard it will be in those days for pregnant women and mothers nursing their babies. Pray that it may not be in winter or on a Shabbat that you flee. For this will be a time of great trial, such as was never known from the beginning of the world until now, and is never to be known again. And if that time were not to be shortened, no one would survive, but God will shorten it for the sake of the chosen ones. Then, if anyone says to you, 'Look, the Messiah is here, he is there,' do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will appear and perform signs and wonders so great that they would deceive even God's chosen people, if that were possible. See, I have told you everything before it happens. So if anyone tells you he is in the desert, do not go there. If they say he is in that hiding place, do not believe it. For the coming of the Son of Man will be like the lightning which flashes from the east even to the west. And you know the saying, wherever the carcass is, there will the vultures gather." The coming of the Son of Man. Immediately after the agony of those days, the sun will grow dark, the moon will not give its light, the stars will fall from the skies, and the forces that control the universe will be shaken. Then the signs of the Son of Man will appear in the sky. All the nations of the earth will beat their breasts, and they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He will send his angels to sound the trumpet and gather the chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the earth to the other. Learn lessons from the fig tree. When its branches grow tender and its leaves begin to sprout, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when you see all that I have told you, know that he is near, even at the door. Truly, I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my word will not pass away. But as for that day and that hour, no one knows when it will come, neither the angels of the God, nor even the Son, but only the Father. At the coming of the Son of Man, it will be just as it was in the time of Noah. In those days, before the flood, people were eating and drinking and taking husbands and wives, until the day when Noah went into the ark. Yet they did not know what would happen until the flood came and swept them away. So will it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Of two men in the field, one will be taken and the other left. Of the two women grinding wheat together at the mill, one will be taken and the other left. Be on the alert. Stay awake, then, for you do not know on what day your Lord will come. Just think about this. If the owner of the house knew at what time of the night the thief would come, he would stay awake to prevent him from breaking into his house. So be alert, for the Son of Man will come at an hour when you least expect him. Imagine a faithful and wise servant whom his master has put in charge of his household to give them food at the proper time. Fortunate indeed is that servant if his master on coming finds him carrying out his duty. Truly, I say to you, his Lord will entrust him with everything he has. Not so with the dishonest servant who thinks, my master is delight, and he begins ill-treating his fellow servants while eating and drinking with drunkards. But his master will come on the day he does not know, and at the hour he least expects, and he will throw out that servant and make him share the fate of the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.